Hello, I'm Beko. Some people say I'm the bomb. And this morning I want to review a mustache wax that I've recently been trying. The brand is, well, I don't know if this is the brand, this is the model, I guess. It's called Death Grip, right? It's got this skull with a long, badass mustache. It actually comes from the Vintage Grooming Company. I don't know if I can get that to focus, but you see the Vintage Grooming Company, and there's their logo there. The logo is simply the letter V and the letter G superimposed. It says caution for serious moustaches only. It's moustache, M-O-U-S-T-A-C-H-E-S. That's the kind of the European spelling of moustache. So I don't know if this actually comes from the U.S. or from UK or somewhere else, but they're going for the more classic spelling, which is interesting. It claims to have just 3 ingredients: beeswax, lanolin, and pine rosin. I have tried this a few times, and the pine rosin in there, I believe, kind of irritates me slightly. When I smell it, I sort of feel a little congested. So I had been putting this stache wax on the whole stache, but lately I'm just kind of focusing more on the tips just to keep it from being directly under my nose. This stuff is really sticky. It comes with its own pick. Yes, it's a guitar pick. And their suggestion on the tin is you can use the pick to scrape it off. I usually use my nails, but sometimes use the pick. If we want to go with the way they say, it says simply warm the wax with a blow dryer, then scrape up a small portion of wax with included scraper pick. Now, I don't have a blow dryer, but in my experience, you don't really need a blow dryer. This stuff is sticky but not hard, so you can actually use the pick. You see here, you can get a good chunk out with the pick, right? And so we've got some wax on the pick. Then the instructions say, rub wax between fingers and spread evenly into mustache. Now this is interesting because now they spell mustache M-U-S-T-A-C-H-E. So there's an inconsistency in spelling, which that's kind of a layout mistake. That's signaling to me that they don't care that much about their image if they're gonna spell mustache differently, 2 different places. That's sort of a shibboleth there. Perhaps it's made in China. I don't know. And then it says, okay, so rub it, and after that, comb in and style mustache while wax is warm. Okay, so I do have a mustache comb. Let me go grab it. Okay, this particular comb, actually, I brought in from China. I had lived there a long time. I think it's perfect size for a mustache. I also have this one. It's a Kent brand mustache comb, which isn't bad. You can kind of keep it in your pocket and easily kind of fold it out when you need it. It's got a nice stiff. It's a very nice little mustache comb to carry around. I keep it in the watch pocket of my jeans. It's quite convenient there. But for today I'm going to use this, and I'm going to suggest having some tissue on hand for this, and we'll see why in a minute. So if you've used mustache wax before, you kind of know, that you kind of want to get it between your fingers and rub it and kind of melt it a little bit, get that heat up, and then it's going to easily slide over of the hairs in your stache. But this one is interesting in that if you do that, notice it gets kind of stringy, like a glue. And I'm pretty sure that's from the pine rosin in there. That stickiness will help hold your stash, but it's a strange sensation if you're accustomed to traditional mustache waxes without the rosin. So you do that, and then look at on the finger, it gets kind of it's a different. Right, you can still see the white wax in there, and it's kind of got some texture to it. So let's just put it on the stash. Like I said, I don't really like it directly under the nose because of that rosin irritates me. But if you can use it to kind of hold your tips together also. It's actually quite a versatile product in that you can use it to kind of style. And all I'm doing these days is just trying to kind of set my mustache apart from the beard a little bit. And this wax seems to help with that. So here you can see I haven't used too much wax, and we can start seeing some shape here on the sides. Now I have just a tiny little bit left on my fingers, and I'm just going to use some of that in the middle here, but down low away from my nostrils. And this is simply to make eating a little bit less messy later on, to kind of get a little bit off my lip. Okay, so you see what's happened here is a little bit gets on the beard hair. That's what's going to happen when you have a full beard. But the wax, if you use the wax on your stash, it'll help you offset the stash from your beard. So let me just wipe a little bit of this off my fingertips and see how well it takes to comb. Okay, just start in the middle. I'm kind of combing up because I want to keep this stash and my beard separate. I'm not going to leave it up there, but I don't want to comb down and actually get the beard hairs, get a lot of wax on those beard hairs. So I'm simply trying to separate it out a little bit. And now that I've done that, I can kind of use my nails, go under the teeth, and get it up. Get that stash up. Okay. And you see, you can get those tips kind of going. And then you want to get your beard down. So you want to maybe use 2 hands for this, because you want your beard hairs to kind of flow down, and you want your stash hairs to be separate. And if you have cheek lines like mine where they sort of merge, that's a little difficult. So here we've done it. I'm going to twist these tips a little bit so we can see that yes, indeed, we can use this pine resin wax to separate the stash from the beard. So let's hear. What we're looking at here is called Death Grip, right? It has a nice screw-on tin. Okay, it's from the Vintage Grooming Company, vintagegrooming.com. I got mine off Amazon. I forget what I paid for it. I think it was a little less than $10, but it does hold. The pine rosin may give you some reaction also. I got a little bit of sniffles now because of that pine resin in there, but it's not too bad. So there you go. That's my mustache wax review of the Death Grip. It does hold, but it's a little weird because of the pine rosin. Hope you've enjoyed this review. Peace.